You feel groggy when you finally wake up. The back of your head is throbbing and your mouth feels dry as for it's being stuffed full of wool. With blurry eyes you glance about. What time is it? Where are you? And perhaps more importantly, who are you? Try as you might, you can't remember. This could very well be your end. But wait! Who is that woman standing by your bedside who looks like a rose? Perhaps she can help you. Now, why don't you open your heart up to her? Learn how to love her, and perhaps this story might even have a happy ending. Hello and welcome, Lynx here. And yes, the continuation is here. The continuation to It Gets So Lonely Here has arrived. Technically it was released like what, 15 days ago. At least when I'm recording this. But it's fine, right? It's fine. The funny part is, like, features of the game. A tired narrator who no longer wants to be involved in this narrative. It is hilarious. Okay, let's jump into it and see what's gonna happen over here. You feel groggy when you finally wake up. The back of your head is throbbing, and your mouth is dry as though it's been stuffed full of wool, and that's basically what I took out of the description of the game, isn't it? It basically was the beginning of the video as well, because I do it like that now. With blurry eyes you glance about. What time is it? Where are you? And perhaps more importantly, who are you? You don't remember. Any attempts to probe the nooks and crannies of your memory are depressingly unsuccessful. Dwelling upon your identity too deeply hurts. It's a dull sort of pain rather than a sharp one, but it makes you wince nonetheless. Perhaps it's better not to attempt to remember too much then. Thinking was never really your strong suit. Wait, but remember that? You've always been a creature that existed upon pure instinct. A fool who thought that she was more intelligent than she was. How do you remember all of that for? Ahem. Oh yeah, I'm the narrator who is saying that, that's true. It would seem that I'm getting carried away. My apologies. My apologies for being stupid as well. This is not that sort of story. And in any case, I hardly have the energy to be too acerbic. I'm afraid this has already been done before. I should be like tired, rather. And I wouldn't want to be repetitive or worse, still tried and tedious. I'm trying to restrain myself for the rest of this narrative. That is. Now let us return to the predicament. You don't know who you are or where you are, but with some luck there should be something close at hand to jog your memory. That's not something that would jog my memory. It's bright, and you have to blink away spots of white which bloom behind your eyelids. Hissing like a scalded cat, you rub your eyes with the heel of your palm. Your surroundings melt and twist around you, rippling like the troubled surface of a lake. Then, all of a sudden, you hear a voice call to you, light and bright, and full of girlish amusement. Oh, I see you're finally awake! Who said that? Damn. That's a lot of ping. Just there. You see her now. There is a woman standing by your bedside. She has hair of the color of sunset that curls around her face. Her eyes are soft and a smile plays about her lips. She looks sweet like an angel. Sure. But you know only too well that looks can be deceiving. You're unsure whether you trust her. It is hard to trust somebody when your head ages so much and you do not know where you are, especially a woman such as this, who looks so very at ease. Does she not realize how anxious you feel? Or does she simply not care? You try to ask her what's going on, but you can only get half of the question out before you start to cough.
Oh, you poor thing!
The woman toots, then hands you a mug of something warm.
You've been through a lot, but don't worry, I'll look after you. Now, here, drink this.
You look down the cup, and it's done brown contents Askans. Is this really safe for human consumption, huh?
Yeah, it's fine, silly. I've not poisoned it, if that's what you're worried about. In fact, it's the opposite.
What do you mean? Did you take out the poison? Or something? The opposite.
Indeed, I enchanted it to soothe any unwanted aches and pains. And I'm sure your head is aching. It must be after everything that's happened.
What happened?
Now. I'll only answer one question at a time. It will get confusing otherwise. And you must be plenty confused already. Now, come on. Drink.
You are a little hesitant to fulfill this woman's request. She's a stranger, after all, and you have no idea what the liquid inside the cup is. This could be some sort of trap. But the woman is smiling, and she doesn't necessarily look wicked. Perhaps you can trust her? Can we? You bring the cup to your lips, not knowing what else to do. The wave of her expectant stare is uncomfortably heavy, and you begin to sip. The drink is warm, surprisingly so. It makes your lips tingle. As for the taste... well, it's not unpleasant. Why did her expression change? In fact, it's quite nice. Is there honey? What's with the smirk? You only intended to take a small sip of the curious drink, but before you know it, you have downed the whole mug. It tastes too good, and your head does feel a lot lighter now. You thank the woman hesitantly. You know not what else to say, and she beams.
It's alright. I thought you could use a little pick-me-up after everything. You've not had an easy time of it.
Haven't you?
No, wait, you don't remember?
The woman asks. Not a single thing.
Well, maybe that's for the best. What happened to you was probably quite traumatic, for I did try to be gentle.
You tried? What?
I didn't want to cause you any undue hurt, but here's the thing. It's surprisingly hard to kidnap a princess from a palace without causing a bit of a fuss.
Wait, what? Wait, what? I'm so confused. Is the princess the protagonist now? But... no. The woman laughs. Her laughter is light, just like her voice, and tea washes over you. It ought to be soothing, just like the drink she prepared you, but it isn't. Your shoulders do not get any looser. Instead, your whole body tightens. A princess, did she say?
Yeah, that's right. You're a princess and I'm a witch. Everybody in the kingdom said you were singularly beautiful. Not that I put much stock in those rumors, of course. I mean, how many people can say they've actually seen a princess?
True.
I thought it was all hearsay. Just stuff and nonsense, really. But then I happened to glimpse you during a royal ball held to celebrate your 18th birthday, and I realized the rumors were all true. You really are beautiful.
Let's go. A witch that understands. What's the proper age? Let's go. Oh, she's 18 and now I can kidnap her. Obviously, you can kidnap anyone and at any point of life, but you know what I mean.
Ah, you're so beautiful. In fact, I had to have you for myself.
The woman, the witch, leans forward. She's still smiling, but there's something unsettling about it. Yeah, I mean... her teeth, you realize with a start, are awfully sharp. What? Her nails, meanwhile, are terrifyingly long. Are they? Nah, very normal laugh, come on. I think, maybe. I know, her expression kinda creeps me out though. She cups your face in her hands, her long fingers resting against your cheekbones. Her nails scrape against your skin like knives. Her breath smells sweet, but only superficially so. Underneath it you think you can detect something of the crypt, something faulted.
I've been lying low for a while, keeping to myself. I've been awfully good these last 100 years. But it does get boring, you know, always being on my best behavior. I'm a witch, so I'm supposed to cause the odd commotion here and there. It's all part of the profession. Witches exist to curse people and to cause problems.
Lightly, the witch giggles, her sickly sweet breath skimming your face. Is there any witch out there? I think I could give you names of people who are worth cursing.
And princesses exist to be kidnapped. Especially pretty ones like you. Obviously the ugly ones. Ugh, who would want them? That's the way it is. It's the way it's always been. I'm just fulfilling my role in this little story. So please, don't get mad at me. We can't help our innate natures.
The witch leans in further still, her long, fair eyelashes trembling. Alright, I believe the long eyelashes. I mean, we can see that in a way.
Ah, you looked so pretty in that gown of yours, which was paler than a moonlight. But I think you look even prettier as my prisoner at my mercy in this tower.
You are in a tower?
Yeah, that's right. It's a nice tall tower out in the forest. Nobody knows where it is except myself, and it's...
How?
It is protected by all sorts of enchantments.
Again, that explains a lot.
It's not possible for anybody to get in or out. Anybody except me, of course. The king and the queen send out as many search parties as they want. It won't make a blind bit of difference. You'll not be escaping here in a hurry. You're all mine, to do with as I please. And I'm not going to let you go, huh?
The witch's eyes flash like lightning. For a few moments she looks unsettling, unnervingly inhuman. You want to push her away, but you can't. Your body no longer wants to obey you. Was the beverage you gave earlier the one which tasted of honey? You do not know. You have no earthly clue why your body has frozen, why you cannot bend your fingers nor blink your eyelids. But these thoughts, and all the other thoughts, for that matter, are soon scattered. The witch dips her head. She closes her eyelids, her long lashes matting together. She parts her lips. Then she presses her mouth, which tastes of sugar and soil. Soil? And something sinister, something which you cannot describe, against yours. You, of course, are powerless to resist. How could you ever hope to push her away? You are only a princess. She meanwhile is a witch. It is her job to dominate you. Is that not how stories such as this always go? Oh. Once again, you feel groggy when you wake up. The back of your head is still pulsating and your mouth feels dry, as though it is being stuffed full of wool. Your stomach meanwhile is coiled up in knots. You feel sick. What time is it? You sit up in bed blurrily, half asleep, wiping your eyes with the back of your arm when...
Oh, are you finally awake?
Oh? You glance up, your head snapping into position like a ball-jointed doll's. You recognize the one who is standing by your bedside. It is the same woman you saw yesterday. The one who looks like a rose. Oh. I wonder if maybe... What if... Would I be incorrect about that? I wonder. I mean, technically it's the same hair color. That would be a little bit of a twist. I wonder if I'm correct now. Should I say what I wonder if I'm correct about or not? Is it also the same eyes? It is. No way! Alright, spoiler just in case, my kind of prediction, but could it be that our previous protagonist from It Gets So Lonely Here became a witch? I think I had a suspicion sort of a little bit now, but now you saying looks like a rose, I'm like, wait a second. Anyway, let's continue. We'll find out maybe. Did she not say she was a witch? How very curious. You ask the witch what she's doing. An innocent inquiry, tempered by sleep, which makes her laugh.
What does it look like, my dear? I'm waking you up.
Well, yeah, you can see that.
So I ask.
But what time is it? It seems awfully early.
It is not so very early, really. It is a sensible hour. One that young maidens... Sorry. Fair princesses such as yourself should be up and about. I'm sure your servants awoke you far earlier than this, when you still lived in the palace, to help you with your toilet. Did they not bath you and brush your hair and dress you?
Did they? Dude, it would be crazy. She's like, you know what? I'll become a witch and have my vengeance on the other characters. Because to be fair, I said that when we were playing It Gets So Lonely Here, our characters seem to have a little bit of like yandere traits. Except she was never like putting them into action, sort of. I'd be not surprised. I wonder if I'm correct. Did they? You cannot rightly remember, but the witch is waiting for an answer, and you don't want to disappoint her. If you really are a princess, surely you must have had servants. You nod. What else are you to do? And the witch smiles.
I knew it! You should have been awake hours ago. But I am an uncommonly kind witch, and I won't scold you for being slatternly. I used to be scolded myself when I was younger for, all sorts of misdemeanors. Most of them were made up. I don't want to do unto you as the others did to me, not when you are my very precious guest.
Your face colors a bit at the compliment, for you cannot help but wonder who would be foolish enough to scold a witch. A fellow witch?
Well, I wasn't always a witch, you know.
Oh, was she not?
No, people aren't born as witches, dear one. They become them after being subjected to enough hair during their lives that they wish to shed their former selves, so that they might attain power of their own. Witches are humans who have been wronged, who wish to inflict some part of their suffering upon others in turn. Not that I mean to hurt you, of course. That would be a waste, when you have such a pretty face, and such a lovely long hair, too. Now!
The witch beams, looking positively perky, as she retrieves a gilt bag brush from your bedside table.
Would you let me brush your hair for you, dear one?
Your hair?
Yes, your hair. It is awfully tangled, and you have rather a lot of it to look after. You must have been tossing and turning in your sleep because you noted it. I hope you know how to brush your own hair. What of your fancy upbringing, so may I?
You eye the witch hesitantly, some of your former unease returning to you. Why, you ask the witch, does she care about your appearance so much? Why does it matter, when you were trapped in this tower?
It matters because you're a princess, dear one. A princess is still a princess. whether she's in a palace, surrounded by her courtiers, or trapped in an hour with a weak twitch. In fact, one might argue that the princess is even more of a princess when she's being held hostage by a witch.
Maybe.
And
How does that work?
It's how all of those stories work. Princesses and witches are just two sides of the same coin. The good and the bad. The maid and the hag. Not that I think I'd look particularly hag-like.
You definitely don't, and I'm glad about that.
As far as witches go, I think I'm a bit of an anomaly. But you're an anomaly too when it comes to princesses. Your hair is a rat's nest. I need to make you look presentable.
For whose sake?
For the sake of a satisfying story.
You don't understand what she means by that. This is real life, is it not?
Well, I wonder. What is real and what is not is often up to the beholder. You wouldn't wish to look disheveled should a handsome prince chance by your tower, would you? That would make an awful first impression.
Is it likely the prince would stop by here?
Not in the slightest, but hope does spring eternal. If daydreaming about being rescued keeps you going, then who am I to rob you of that opportunity?
Goodness, that is so generous of her.
I know! I'm a veritable saintess. Now come here. Your hair isn't going to brush itself.
You can see that the witch is very insistent about this. For why you cannot fathom, so you give in. It isn't as though you have many other options, being locked away in this tower as you are.
Excellent! Now just leave everything to me. I have experience, you know, when it comes to making princesses look pretty.
Oh really? Is she in the habit of kidnapping princesses?
Would you like to know?
The witch giggles as she settles herself down upon your bed, then reaches for your hair. Your body tenses at this initial contact, as if fretful she might strike you, might slice you. But the witch, despite her title, does neither of those things. Instead she begins to work, as obedient as any drudge, running the comb through your locks over and over and over again, until they start to crackle. On the third morning, you are ready and waiting for your visitor when she arrives, for perhaps appears would be a better word, inside your tower. You have come to expect the witch's presence, so you are not surprised when she takes a seat at the side of your bed. You regard her uneasily, still attired in your nightgown, your hair rumpled after yet another night spent tossing and turning. You think that you had nightmares last night, for you cannot remember them. Not clearly. Perhaps you were running in them. Is that why you awoke feeling so tense? Your heart beating, a staccato rhythm inside your breast? Yes, that sounds about right. You were running, you can recall, albeit faintly, through a forest. But then the witch holds up a wicker basket from which a truly mouth-watering smell emanates, and your half-recalled dream dissipates before your very eyes. You were running. The witch giggles and, in a girlish manner, she says,
Hungry?
You note instinctively, without thinking about it. You cannot remember the last time you ate, and the witch beams.
I thought so. Now here.
The witch reaches into her wicker basket and holds a flaky pastry out towards you.
Do you want some?
You stare at the pastry, your gaze affixed to it as if it were a holy grail, a sacred relic. All of a sudden you can think of nothing but food. You are ravenous, so much it almost scares you. It is strange, for you cannot recall feeling hungry at all. Not until the witch presented this pastry to you. It is almost as if your body forgot what it meant to be hungry until now. You could have done without the hunger pangs But now you remembered what hunger is, you can feel it gnawing on your insides. You're not dripping at the mouth, at least, but you might as well be. You could reach out and take the pastry from the witch's long, bony fingers, then stuff it in your mouth. You could tear your teeth into it, then swallow it into 2 bites. The thought is a tempting one, but it is not very princess-like. Starving though you might be, you must maintain your dignity. The witch watches as you hang back, abashed and toots.
Oh, stop being silly! If you don't get any food in your belly, you will starve! Not even princesses are immune from hunger! Now, look, here!
The witch breaks a piece of the pastry apart with her fingers. Then she proffers it to you.
Say, ah!
What? Are you really doing this?
Doing what?
This play act, you mean like lovers? Or else? Does she mean to treat you like a pet?
Okay. I'm not just treating you like a pet. You are my pet. I own you, and you belong to me. You're mine, to toy with as I choose. But for the present, I would prefer to be nice to you, not nasty. Don't make me regret this decision.
The witch's eyes narrow. A foreboding shadow crosses her pretty face, for it lasts less than a moment before it dissipates.
Now come, stop this silliness, eat!
You still feel uneasy, but the witch's voice is firm and hard, beneath the layers of sweetness and light. And you know better than to argue with her. You do not want to incur her wrath. You lean in. Then, as obedient as an enchanted lover, you part your lips for your captor. Okay. You spend your 4th day in the tower, sitting by the window, looking out over the forest which surrounds you. There really are a lot of trees, you think, distractedly, your legs dangling over the cool lip of the sill. They spread outwards like a green blanket, or else like an ocean wave, rippling and undulating in a breeze. You cannot look directly at the ground for too long, it makes your head spin. Just how high up are you? You ask this question to the witch, who is brewing a pot of tea over a small stove. She glances at you, a small smile playing about her lips, and says,
Hey, high enough, dear one.
You ask her how high that is, and she chuckles.
Why does it matter? You won't be able to leave regardless. Not unless you can sprout wings and fly like a bird. Do you think yourself capable of such a feat?
The witch's eyes bore into you. They're sharper than knives, and they make you shudder. You glance away from her, back out of the window over the treetops. There is a moment's silence. Then you ask the witch what she would do if you did try to jump from the window. What would happen then?
Then you would soon discover that you are not a witch or a bird and you cannot fly. You would hit the ground and you would break all of your bones, and that would be that.
Then would you die?
Most likely, which is why I would not advise it. Well, of course, you're always welcome to try. But you'd be much worse off for it, don't you think?
You suppose being crushed into a bloody meaty pulp on the ground would be significantly worse than submitting to the indignity of speaking to the witch every once in a while.
I knew you'd say that. Huh? You're a clever girl. I must be your fancy education. Your princesses are all so very smart.
Sure. You ask in the compliment for a few moments, but something in the witch's words makes you frown. What does she mean, princesses? Why the plural? Are you not the first princess she captured?
Ah, well, you know how it is. We witches are very long-lived. We have 9 lives, just like cats. Princes, meanwhile, only have 1. It would be awfully lonely if I had to pledge myself to one princess, and no one alone, when I have endured for so many years. You understand then, don't you?
Then, are you not the only princess she has kidnapped?
Hoo. Of course not. So long as princesses exist, witches like myself exist to lead them astray. But worry not. In this moment you are the only princess that I care for, and I will take good care of you. I can promise you that.
Okay.
Oh dearie me, where has the time gone?
The witch addresses you to during your 5th day spent in captivity, after she has tired of toying with your hair. She stayed at your side rather longer during this visit than she has those in the past. And now the sun is beginning to set. The witch observes you, her long lashed eyes narrowed, then says,
Ah, it's unfortunate, but I fear I cannot spend too much more time by your side. I need to be off. Even I have work to do.
It's funny. You thought that as a witch it was her role to kidnap fair maidens. Is that not her primary line of work?
Oh, I wish. It would be nice if there was any money to be made in kidnapping maidens. And who knows, perhaps there is. If I put a ransom on you, I'm sure the king and the queen would acquiesce to my requests. I could make quite a tidy profit from capturing the princesses. But they say you should never mix work and pleasure.
True.
Well, it would be nice to make a profit from my passion. I wouldn't wish to tire of my favorite pastime. That would be a true tragedy.
So she regards kidnapping young women as a pastime.
Well, what else would it be? It's just a bit of fun.
For her, maybe it is, but for you?
Oh, I'm sure I'll get used to it soon enough. I've not been too unforgivably wicked to you, have I?
You think briefly upon the kisses that the witch has plied you with during the last few days. Her mouth pressed firmly against your own. You can recall the taste of her saliva upon your tongue. It was oddly floral, wasn't it? Everything about the witch is oddly floral, for you think she might be compensating for something. What do you mean? For what would she compensate over here? When she kissed you, you thought you could taste the earth and the dirt. Ah, okay, I get this. Yeah, it's so her, man. Silty soil and riffing worms. This must be like kind of a hit at basically the situation with the second girl. And when it passes, you blink and quietly you say no, she hasn't been too wicked to you. She has, by all accounts, been treating you quite gently, surprisingly so for a witch.
Well, there you go then. You have enough food to eat, and clothes to wear, and books to read. What more could a girl want for?
Oh, you don't know. Your freedom, maybe?
Freedom is overrated. How much of it did you have when you were a princess?
That is a good question. You cannot remember?
That's what I thought.
The witch smiles smugly. Then she leans in. She takes your face between her palms, cupping it, and then says,
Well, now look there. There are many people out there who seek the aid of witches such as myself. There are many sad, lonely little girls out there with no friends and family, and nobody who will listen to them. Granting their wishes is my job, for I fear I've been ignoring their plaintive cries in favor of spending time with you. My clients will probably get angry if I keep shirking my duties.
Now that is peculiar. You're surprised that so many people would willingly seek the services of a witch. Do they not have a bad reputation in these lands?
Indeed we do! A bad reputation is better than having no reputation, for some people are desperate enough that they are even willing to turn to the devil for help.
Yeah?
I thought that you would know that already, dear one.
You fail to see how this conversational topic is related to you. But then again, you've always been a bit slow in the uptake. It means that you probably asked for her help. But somehow you don't remember whatever the reason is behind that.
In any case, I think I'll be busy for a few days. I won't be able to pay you as many regular visits as I've been, but don't fret, I'll try to hurry here with my obligations as quickly as I can, so I can be with you once again, like fate ordained.
Fate?
Yes, indeed! A prince is nothing without which to keep guard over her. Without me, I fear your existence would lose all meaning. but I would lose meaning without you too. We need one another, just like roses need the earth in which they sprout, so of course I will return to you. I cannot help myself. We are drawn together, you and I, but if you wish for further assurance, I'd not mind making an oath. Now look here.
The witch relinquishes her grip upon you and takes a step back. For a few moments you allow yourself to feel a flicker of relief, soothed by the distance which has now been put between yourself and the witch. Okay. But then you see a flash of silver in the witch's right hand, and your relief soon withers. What is she holding?
This knife, my dear one, just a simple paring knife, really. I mostly use it for peeling fruits, but it should serve my purpose well enough. Behold!
The witch lifts her right hand, holding it upwards so it is level with your curious eyes. She extends her long, bony fingers, flexing them, so they seem to expand like the unfurling petals of a flower. With her other hand, she holds the handle of the knife steady. Unblinkingly, she introduces the blade of the knife to her palm. Then she presses. Blood begins to bloom on her white flesh in the moment, her skin cleaving beneath the tip of the knife. You watch, entranced, as goblets of bright red blood splash against the silvery ceiling. The witch cuts herself without any station, without any emotion, as a gardener might snip through the stem of a flower with a pair of shears. Does she not feel any pain? It does not look like it. Her expression is quite impassive, unwavering even. You have wondered before, but you're quite certain now. She truly is not human. She has transcended such a petty notions to become something otherworldly, something extraordinary.
Now let me do the same to you!
Does she mean do?
But of course, a pact has no meaning if only one person is making it. Just as promises have no purpose if only one person is willing to keep them. I'm re-offering myself unto you, dear one. So you need to offer yourself up to me too. That way we'll always be bound together. Not through the words, which are flimsy, but through something much more immutable. Both paupers and princesses are capable of telling lies, but blood is always honest.
Is it? The witch speaks in a curious sing-song, which does not match how cold and human her eyes are. She brings down her knife, smeared copper brown with her own coagulating blood against your palm. She presses the blade to your skin, which is soft and unyielding, unmarked by any calluses. Yours are hands which have never known hard work. Yours are hands which have never before known any hurt.
There, just stay still, alright? That's a good girl. You're doing so well.
But that was before you met the witch. Alright, so while the witch is away, supposedly, we are going to end the episode. And we are going to maybe find out what our princess was doing during the absence of the witch in the next episode. Or maybe we'll go straight to the day when she returns. Who knows? We'll find out tomorrow. Yes. I actually would like to continue recording, but I have to deal with some stuff. So we are going to end it for now. Sorry. Right. Consider liking the video, subscribing and so on. Always very much appreciated. And maybe don't strike any pacts with witches or anyone like that, just in case. And of course, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.